But other than the survey, I wasn't really paying attention to Hamtramck until 2005, when there was at the time, that was the year that Masjid al-Islah, which is right across the street here, decided that they want to start broadcasting the call to prayer from their roof. And instead of just doing it, which is what some people do, they went to the city and asked the city to give them permission to do the call to prayer. So then it became a political issue in the city of Hamtramck, and there was a referendum on the matter, and people were coming from all over the country to protest the mosque. This was 2005. We were involved in the war in Iraq, and people were, basically saying that Hamtramck was giving up the rights that the soldiers overseas were there fighting for. And I'm like, what right? The right to religious freedom? Anyway, so Hamtramck was in the middle of a media storm. And I think this was the first media storm here that focused on the Muslim community. It had all these other stories about it, but suddenly it was like they were talking about the space as a Muslim space. So that was distinctive. But then in that same period, there was a story. It was in the Detroit Free Press. It said, I think it's in one of the cases there behind you guys. It said, Highland Park schools seek Muslim students. Hamtramck, Detroit, fight to save them. And I was like, what is this narrative? Suddenly, instead of the Muslims being the bad guys, there were people competing for Muslims, competing to get Muslim families moving into their districts. And I thought, this is really new, so I got really curious about this effort. So I started writing quite a bit more about Hamtramck.